My fiancée dumped me the day I told her I was cut out of my grandfather's will, not realizing I was the one who asked him to rewrite it to see if she'd stay. It wasn't a decision I made lightly. Sarah and I had been together for 2 years, and on paper we were perfect. She was beautiful, poised, and seemingly supportive. But there was always this hum, a background noise of calculation. She didn't ask about my day, she asked about my trust fund. She didn't care about my grandfather's health, she cared about the estate planning. My grandfather, Arthur, was a self-made industrialist. He had eyes like hawks and a heart that was kind but not foolish. He called me into his study one rainy Tuesday. He didn't mince words. He said, "Son, that girl is looking at your bank account, not your soul. She's waiting for me to die so she can start spending." I defended her, of course. I told him he was cynical, so he proposed a test. He called it the insolvency protocol. We would legally draft a new will, a decoy document, stating that due to reckless personal conduct, I was being removed from the inheritance entirely, with the bulk of the fortune going to a preservation trust for rare moss. It was ridiculous, but legally binding on the surface. I went home that night, acting devastated. I poured a drink, sat Sarah down, and dropped the bomb. I told her Grandpa Arthur had lost his mind. I told her the billions were gone. I told her we would have to live on my salary as a junior architect, which is a decent salary, but it's not private jets and villas in Como. The transformation was immediate. It was like watching a light switch flip. The warmth drained from her face. She didn't hug me. She didn't offer comfort. She stood up, walked to the window, and asked, "Is there a legal recourse? Can we sue for competency?" When I said no, that it was ironclad, she didn't scream. She just went cold. She said, "I can't believe you let this happen. I can't build a future with someone who can't even protect his own birthright." She packed a bag that night. She broke the engagement via text message the next morning. The reason? Irreconcilable differences in lifestyle goals. For 6 months, I let her believe it. I moved into a smaller apartment. I drove my old sedan. I mourned the relationship, sure, but mostly I felt a chilling sense of relief. Grandpa Arthur was right. Then, inevitably, Arthur passed away. The funeral was massive, and guess who showed up? Sarah. She was wearing a black dress that cost more than my car, dabbing at dry eyes with a lace handkerchief. She came up to me, whispering about how she missed us, and how we shouldn't let money come between true love, clearly hoping there was a loophole she could exploit. She insisted on coming to the reading of the will, claiming she was there for moral support. The lawyer, Mr. Henderson, who was in on the whole thing, began reading. He started with the decoy will, the one about the moss. Sarah squeezed my hand, acting sympathetic, but I could feel her tension. Then Mr. Henderson paused. He looked over his glasses and said, "However, there is a secondary clause. This disinheritance was conditional. It was effectively a character clause." He read the final addendum. It stated that the entirety of the estate, the properties, the portfolio, the legacy, would revert to me solely and completely only if I was unmarried and unattached to specific individuals deemed financial liabilities at the time of Arthur's death. The lawyer looked right at Sarah and said, "Since the beneficiary is no longer engaged to Miss Sarah Jenkins, the condition is met. The estate is yours." The sound Sarah made was a gasp that sounded like she'd been punched in the gut. She looked at the lawyer, then at me, the realization dawning on her that she had walked away from a dynasty because she couldn't wait 6 months. She tried to stutter an apology, something about making a mistake. I just smiled, pulled my hand away, and said, "You didn't make a mistake, Sarah. You made a choice, and it cost you everything."